and he chuffed quickly away. Thomas was sure he'd find Sir Topham Hatt's hat quickly. He looked down the track to the level crossing. There was Bertie the bus. Sir Topham Hatt's hat had landed on his roof. "I found it," Thomas hooted happily. Just then, Gordon whooshed through the crossing so fast that the hat blew into the air. "Cinders and ashes!" cried Thomas. "Now I'll have to chase after it." Thomas steamed down the line. Then he saw it. The hat had landed on top of Farmer McColl's scarecrow. "I found it!" Thomas hooted happily. But just then, Harold the helicopter rose from the other side of the hill. The great whoosh of his blades blew Sir Topham Hatt's hat into the air and far away. "Cinders and ashes!" cried Thomas. "I'll have to chase it again." Thomas steamed along. He was out of puff and out of places to look. Then he saw it. Sir Topham Hatt's top hat landed on one of the windmill's sails. Thomas hooted happily. But just then, a great gust of wind blew the sails around, and the top hat was blown into the air and far away. "Oh no!" tooted Thomas, and he raced after it. It was getting late. Thomas had promised to find Sir Topham Hatt's hat, and he hadn't done that. The wind had taken the hat far away. "You've won, Mr. Wind," peeped Thomas, and he let out a tiny, sad wheesh of steam. Thomas puffed sadly back towards Kelsthorpe Station. "I wonder if I will ever be a really useful engine again," he wheezed sadly. Then he saw it. Sir Topham Hatt's hat was just in front of him, floating on the wind. "I was silly to think I was as fast as you, Mr. Wind," Thomas chuffed quietly. "Please, can you help me?" The wind heard Thomas. Sir Topham Hatt's hat floated gently onto Thomas's funnel. Thomas couldn't believe his puff. He chuffed slowly and carefully towards Kelsthorpe Station. When Thomas arrived, everyone was waiting. Then Sir Topham Hatt gasped. He saw his hat on top of Thomas's funnel. "You've found my hat, Thomas," he boomed happily. "You are a really useful engine." Thomas blew a happy whoosh of steam, and the top hat flew gently from his funnel onto the platform in front of Sir Topham Hatt. "Sometimes going slowly is as good as going fast," tooted Thomas. "Or maybe even better."